Hello YouTube, Al here, and this week I'm going to modify my Kononykheen guitar. So this is a new guitar to me. It's a semi-hollow. Long story short, I'm now endorsed by Kononykheen Guitars. I've gone in talks with them, events occurred, we made a deal, and they sent me this. So what I'm finding with this guitar, I think my review last time, well, my unboxing, was a bit harsh. It wasn't playable out of the box, but it had come from Russia, so that's pretty reasonable. So I've had some time to set it up now and kind of let it, settle, let the neck settle. I've set it up and everything's sort of at home, I think. I kind of know what it does and what it sounds like and how it plays. I've got the action a hell of a lot lower. It was really high action when I first got it, so that's been tweaked. I have kind of modded it already. There was a plastic spacer behind the back plate and there was a little bit of a gap in the neck pocket. Not a big one, just a little bit of a gap, and to be honest, that's not what you want. You want neck to be firmly attached to the body, and you want to make sure there's no gap so no moisture can get in and screw with the neck pocket. Everything's tight, so again there's a lot of pressure from the strings when you think about it pulling on the neck, so you want it to be in there properly. So again, that's just given me like a little bit more room for the screws to go in a bit further into the neck, so I'm a lot happy with that now. I don't think it needs a shim or anything like that, so it's nothing serious. So what I want to do today is I want to upgrade the capacitor in the back. In here it's just a 1 volume 1 tone, and it's a little green capacitor, just like you find in Epiphones and Squires and all of them. The little dark green ceramic ones. And for whatever reason, if I replace those capacitors with the orange drop, the V-shaped orange drops that I use, of the same value, like 0.22, if I place it like for like, for some reason, all the guitars I've done it in, not just mine, other people's, you'll see them all on my channel, for some reason, to me, they all sound better. They all sound less held back, less fizzy, less muddy, and just a bit more defined. I don't think it's a massive difference, but I find it makes a difference. So today I want to be upgrading the capacitor. Here's the tones as they are. I find the neck pickup is a little bit muddy in particular, but the bridge pickup sounds great. So here we go. I'm going straight into my Dark Terror. Here we go. Orange Micro Dark Terror. I've got a Dark Terror now and I really like it. Going into my Black Star 112. It's HD 112, you've got to be specific. It's got a Celestion 100 watt G12 ABT or something like that in there. So here's clean, as it were. Let me clean the amp up first. Both pickups. Neck. Does stay in tune a lot better now, but these thin strings, I don't think they're the highest quality strings, but they're fine. They're just stock strings. This guitar's got to come with strings, right? So I've got some D'Addarios I'm going to put on there at some point. both pickups. Neck on its own. These strings are a bit thinner than what I normally use. I think these are 10 to 46. Yeah, they feel about the same on the high strings, but the low strings feel a bit thinner. So I use 10 to 52s, so the thick strings are a little bit thicker than a 10 to 46. So enough of that nonsense, let's put some drive on. Let's use the Boss SD1, it do what it do. Didn't you want to board it? Middle pickup. Middle. Neck. So the neck just feels a bit held back, is the bridge. Neck. Let's do a bit of a Kirk Fletcher. No drive. Neck. So the neck just sounds a bit held back. I've tried to make the pickup heights pretty similar. So if I take all my drives and all that rubbish off, and I just go, they're about the same volume. It's a bit muffled. Neck. So it just sounds held back, yeah. And it's a damn shame because I really like this bridge pickup. So for today, the idea is just to simply swap out the capacitor. It's 2 solder joints. If you can solder, you can do it in about 5 minutes. It's really not a problem. The most time it takes is as long as it takes for the soldering iron to heat up. It's pent by numbers with a hot stick. It does what it does. It's pretty easy. So enough of my yakking. Let's take the arse off and change this capacitor. See you in a second. Okay, so we have the back off, and you can see the 2 potentiometers. So there's literally 2 solder joints on the green capacitor there, if you can see. 1 to the top and 1 to the middle lug. So it's very, very simple. Just take the old one out. So just take the old one out and put the new one in. Here we go. Do you know what? I'm going to snip that wire. Okay, it's a bit easier going to snip the one on the top. Snip that leg rather than have to desolder it, which is very fiddly in this small space. Oh, come on. Don't want to melt the other wire. That's not what you want to do. God, there's a little room in here. There we go, and it comes. So where that was is the middle lug and to the top as well. So that's the old one. That's the new one. This one was, that's the code on it. The code was 2A473J. And this is the new one, which is 22NK by the looks of it. 400 volts. Obviously, you don't really get above, what, 1 or 2 volts or something in an electric guitar. So it's not a big problem. So screw it, do it this way. Ah, you smart. Ah, you swine. See the tiny cavity? Bloody fiddly. With all the damn wires in the way as well. I mean, to be fair, they've done very, very neat work at the factory. Very neat work. But these thin wires are hellish to work with. Right, let's try this again, shall we? Oh, it's there. There we go. I'll just bend it off then. Oh, no. Okay, I have to pick up some solder. This is going to be not the way I wanted to do it, but... there we go. Right, so one joint. Bend the other leg around. To the top of the pot, where the other grounds are. These wires really want to get in my way. Let's tuck that out of the way. And there you go, that's 2 solder joints. Yeah. So. I have to use the inside camera because if we use the outside camera, I can't edit it on my computer for some stupid reason. But there you go, that's 1 on the top and 1 to the middle lug. Yes, it's not perfect. It's a little bit untidy, a little bit neat, untidy. That should work. So that's it. That is the mod. I'm going to put it back on it and let's see if it sounds any better or different at all. Right, so new capacitor's in. I'm sure it will work fine and make noise and all that. So this is the bridge pickup. Here we go. So, bridge pickup with the SD1 on. Middle, so both of them. Neck. It does sound a bit less fizzy and muddy to me, a little bit less, not a lot, but it does make a difference. It has made a difference to me, I think. Or am I just talking rubbish? Bridge pickup. Oh, that's great. Middle for a laugh. Still find it a bit hard to play because I'm not used to these strings. They do feel a bit thin. But yeah, there you go. To me, this sounds better. Again, I am going to swap out the block on the back of here. It's got a small import one. For one of these lovely big steel ones. I get them from Black Dog Music. No, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just buy them because they're the only people who make big blocks for import strats. Big steel buggers. And yes, again, I find that for some reason improves the tone of the guitars I put them in. So there you have it. I'll do that as a separate video because I wanted this to be a strict A-B comparison, and if I changed out the bridge block you wouldn't know which one has changed the tone more, to what extent, and I have to swap out the strings as well at the same time. So that will be another video at some point. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Al. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense. A link to my Instagram is down in the description. If so, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, all that, comments, blah, nonsense. I'll see you next week. Until then, bye-bye.